Hello, gentlemen. Here is your ROR for June 23rd. Um, hmm. I got a lot to say about these reviews and these videos, so this might take a while. So if you want to stop now and start it later when you got more time, feel free. This could be 15 to 20. Now I say that, it'll probably be like 8 to 10, but where do I begin? About a month ago, I was sitting outside at work on a break in New Hartford, and these group of teenage, well, they're probably 18 to 21 range. They were coming out of Panera and getting into this car. There's three of them. Nice day. They get in the car. Three white guys, three Caucasians, got into this car. Again, 18 to 21 years old. And they turned on the radio and they were playing Drake. And they were like, not going crazy, but bobbing their heads and like, you could tell they were into it. My point of that is, I think this is going to lead into Jim. If these three guys were born 1960 to 1980 ish, there would be no way. Well, of course they wouldn't happen, but my point is they wouldn't be listening to rap music or whatever you want to call it, hip hop, because they would have been born in a different era. So, but if they were born in the 60s, 80s, they'd probably be listening when they were that age to, I don't know, 38 Special, Leonard Skinnerd. You know where I'm going. So my point is to Jim is, it's in you. It is in you to be able to enjoy this. It's just that you were brought up in a different time like the rest of us were. But it doesn't drive me crazy. And I do respect that you hate it, I think. But I don't understand how there's like the word hate is so strong. And I know you hate it. I don't understand why you hate that so much because I consider you were or are a musician and you put out an album and you played your instrument well, and I would think that you out of everyone would have a respect for how hard it is to make money doing that and become popular and to produce something. And I mean, there's a lot of time put in there. Like, how do you not just respect it? At least, like, I mean, I'm probably going on forever about this, but I've been like trying to find the right words. Um, like the piano part of that song. Like, if you don't, I'll ask you this, Jim. If you got rid of the lyrics in that, and it wasn't a black guy, and if you just heard that track, I don't know where you'd hear it. If you're on the boat or in the car, and for some reason you just heard that piano, like you wouldn't enjoy that a little bit? Because I know you hate rap or you don't respect because you say it's talking. I think the early '80s is like that was like ABC Cat and Hat kind of stuff because it was brand new and it's evolved a lot since then. I just don't understand how. Maybe it's because you go into it hating it so much that you don't even give your brain a chance to like it a little bit or respect it a little bit. Does that make sense? So I don't know. That was probably long winded to make a point. With that aside, your review was hilarious. It really was. I was laughing, and I saw Josh late last night after I picked him up from work, and I let him watch it, and he laughed his ass off. It is entertaining as hell. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like I made the song. I don't have any, but I just don't understand how you just. And I know you're not the only one. Like, but I don't understand. I don't. I mean, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to get back on this. I'm just. How do you? I'll go on forever, so I'm going to get going. Anyways, Jim, for other parts of your review. You mentioned Maroon 5. You didn't like that song either. I think it's probably because the first time you hear a song, you're probably not going to like it, although Jason seemed to like it quite a bit, and Don, I think. So, but I don't think Maroon 5 has become too blah or however you said it. I just think it's a new song, and I think it was well done, actually. I guess that's it for Jim because you didn't say too much more about it, but you did pick Maroon 5, which I knew you were going to. And the only reason that I did, Don says like we catered too much to Jim, but I want everyone to like it. I knew he wasn't going to, but when Jim sent that song last week, the one I forgot who it was. Shit, I forgot who it was, but the heavy metal song, like I listened to it for the first time without the video, and I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't like it. But then I watched it, and again, I see guys that are I can see talent. I know that they are talented, and they had passion for it, which again, I'll say that forever. I respect passion. So, anyways, the reason I picked this is like, well, Jim picked the song where I didn't hate it, but there was no chance of me going to like it pretty much. So that's why I picked it. I felt like it was an invitation for me to send something like this that I knew Jim was going to hate, and I kind of feel bad. I don't want people to hate the song. So, but anyways, that's why I sent that one. 6.5 minutes on that. Jim, you mentioned going fishing with Tony, and again, no ill will or no. It seems to me like like you hate Tony. And Dad made a comment too the other day about Tony's up to camp, and I forgot what the remark was, and again, this is just me being sincere. With Dad and Mom like not really visiting John much, and it seems like no one's a big fan of Tony anymore. Like, is there something that happened with the Zemeckis? Because I know Dad doesn't like Sherry. Oh shit, I haven't liked Sherry since high school. So that's my take on it. I think she was just a stuck-up cunt. But anyways, so there's my honest take on Sherry, why I'm not a fan of her. I'm just wondering, like, it seems like the Zemeckis went from being like family to a bunch of fucks. So that's all I got to say about that. But that was funny too because you said, yeah, Tony wants to go, but he has to eat fucking breakfast. Holy shit, that was funny as shit. So anyways, your review was very entertaining, but I was confused on. Yeah. Anyways, all right, we'll go to Don. Don, man. Excellent review. You mentioned the garbage truck. Oh my God. I think Jim started the garbage truck thing. And I'll tell you what, that's just a great example of how kids entertain themselves in the 70s and 80s. That's late 70s, early to 84, I'm saying 80s. Perfect example how kids, without any internet or video games and shit, even if your friends weren't around, that's a great example of how you entertained yourself, following the damn garbage truck. I remember it vividly. When they when they hit the lever and it like fucking ate up the garbage, that shit was cool as hell. And the stink that you had, and then all of a sudden you find yourself like, man, what fucking road am I on? Like if we crossed Floyd Ave, I always felt like I was like we went on the other side of Big Round Island, or was it Round Island? It was Little Round and Big Round. I know Dad used to be afraid to go around the island in the first couple of years. So once I crossed Floyd Ave, I felt like we were on the other side of the island. So that's a great memory. Very good. You were drinking a coffee. And then you were in line to get a coffee. I mean, I enjoy coffee, but I think you have a coffee problem. And that's the second time, I think, in 2 or 3 weeks that you went to McDonald's. Like, nah, the line's long. But the line moved pretty fast last time. I'm wondering if you stuck with it and got your coffee, or you went to Starbucks, or you just said the hell with it. You mentioned Jackson Lamar. Continue, as most of us do, to get the name. I think you are more than anyone. You said Jackson Lamar. Now, I don't know if you know why that's so funny, because there was Lamar Jackson, who I'm sure Jason doesn't know. I don't think Jim knows Lamar Jackson, but he was the Heisman Trophy winner 2 years ago, who just got drafted this past April by the Ravens. Is going to be a great quarterback, I think. So that was funny to me. So you didn't even say Lamar Jackson. You said Jackson Lamar. So I think that's where your brain was, is on that football player. You mentioned Cardi B. Cardi B was not in the Kendrick Lamar song. She was in the Maroon 5 song, but you said she was in both, I think. You said, yeah, you said she was in both, but she wasn't, but that might have been a mix up on words on you. You mentioned the dirty version. I get what you're saying, being a good dad and all. Like, you probably cringe if you ever think your kids listen to this version. But I think sometimes, especially at that age, it's necessary to get your point across. Yeah, the N-word is uncomfortable. And I was going to submit a different song by another artist, which was excellent, but he used the N-word so much that I was just uncomfortable. I know it wouldn't went over well. But he's another great artist, which I might say for another day for a different song. So I get that, but sometimes, especially like when we were that age, we probably would want to listen to the dirty version, or I don't want to say dirty, but unedited version. So that's that and that, but I get what you're saying. You said there's nothing worse than when it rains and the games get rained out. Now, I agree that getting games rained out, whether you're playing or coaching, sucks. But I think that term, nothing worse, is so overused. There's a lot of things worse than that. A month ago, I had something was way worse than that. Yeah, we won't get back into that, but nothing worse is very overused and, doesn't make a lot of sense. What else, Don? Don, you picked Maroon 5, but then you also and I think good for you for giving such props to Kendrick Lamar to the point where, again, it sounded like you preferred that video, but there's a thing in your brain that just wouldn't let you pick it. But you did a great job of saying, like, if Adam Levine was picking, he would have picked that, and you're probably right. It's a good point. And yet Kendrick Lamar is very well respected by most artists. And I just got into him probably about 6 to 8 months ago. I got into him. And I don't like a whole lot of new rap guys because I'm an old school guy. But I also know talent when I see it and hear it, and he's very good. Okay, Jason. Jason picked Kendrick Lamar, which was good. It made it 2-1 for Maroon 5. Jay, I thought you were being very quiet on purpose. I'm wondering if everyone was sleeping. Again, this is rhetorical. You don't have to get back to me on this if you don't want to. You said you had 10 to 12 drinks. Holy shit. 10 to 12 drinks? And you were able to wake up that early and do a video and you're going golfing? I mean, good for you. That's crazy. And you mentioned, I don't know if you remember when I said to you a couple of months ago, because Don submitted Kendrick Lamar in that live thing with Imagine Dragons, which I thought was terrible because it was just so loud and it just seemed the quality wasn't good. But I mentioned to you, have you heard Humble? And you said that you would check it out, but apparently you didn't. I figured you didn't because you would have got back to me. But that's crazy that you heard it last night or for the first time and then again the second time. So I'm imagining like you really dug that song. And I think I'm pretty good at that, knowing if you would like a rap song. But anyways, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you heard it. I'm glad you're downloading it. That's pretty cool. What else do I got here? You used the word magnificently. That's a great word. I don't know if I've ever used that in a sentence. Magnificently. I don't know if I've used the word magnificent, but that's great. Oh my God, I'm covering the shit. Let's see. You talked about the popular girls in the video. You know, I watched it again after you said that. I only knew 2 or 3. I knew Ellen, who annoys the shit out of me, and I knew Sarah Silverman. And then the J-Lo, I said, what's he talking about? And I watched it again, and that might be J-Lo. And if it is, oh my God. I mean, she's amazing as it is, but holy fuck, that girl is amazing. I think it was J-Lo. That's another topic for another day, but she might be the best ever. Let's see. You said, oh yeah, no, yeah, the whole thing with the chunky soup and liquidy soup. There's no chance that Jim and Don listen to that clip that you sent because I guarantee if they listened to that, they would have had something to say because that shit is funny as hell. Oh yeah. Okay. What else I wanted to mention? The whole thing with the Kendrick. Oh, another thing. Jim didn't like the videos, so not too much in that. But I think we've gotten away, but except for Jason. Jason, you did a great job of critiquing the videos. Like Don, you mentioned like the Maroon Five video reminded you of the black and white from Michael Jackson, which I get a little bit. No mention, and again, I might be guilty of this too. We don't mention anything about the videos itself. You didn't mention anything about the Kendrick Lamar one, Don. I mean, you mentioned how you thought the song was good, but we don't mention the videos itself anymore. I don't think. And again, I'll probably do that as well. But I think we just are more fixated on the songs nowadays. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. 16 minutes. And oh yeah, the thing that impressed me a lot, or I liked a lot about the Kendrick Lamar video, like I think the whole thing was great. But the Grey Poupon scene in the car in the back seat, you guys remember that commercial? He's only 31. And I think that commercial was, geez, 89 to 91 ish, around there, which would have made him one, two, three. I don't know. I'm not sure what my math is right now, but I thought that was pretty neat how he mentioned Grey Poupon, and he actually did a little spoof of the commercial. So I thought that was cool. What's going on? Nothing. Nothing's going on in my shit life. I got to work all days next week. I'm working 7 straight. Then I get 4 days off, which is be cool. And then vacation starting on Sunday the 15th when I get out for 10 days. So that's what's going on with me. Nothing else. Jeremy is home for good, which is great. I had a talk with him on Father's Day. He was kind of feeling bad about it, what people might say, and I didn't yell at him, but I was very stern in saying, "Are you kidding me? Like you went, you didn't go there looking for a career. You went there to have fun. You didn't find a part-time job, and who cares? So I felt bad that he felt bad about coming home, but he's home and it's good. Alex is working hard. Josh is working for the Generals. That's about it. So you guys have a good week. We will see you next week for Jason's submissions, which be interesting to see. I guess I see Bryce Harper, Don, is going to be in the home run derby if he's elected to the All Star game. I gotta imagine he's at least going to be a reserve, even though he's batting like what 215. Terrible. Anyways, guys, have a good week. We'll talk to you later.